Welcome to The Update. Nath Gardner with you. An emotional Anthony Albanese has unveiled the Indigenous Voice to Parliament question. Australians will be asked whether the Constitution should be changed to include a First Nations voice via a referendum later this year. The PM says the time is right to make the change.
This is a modest request. I say to Australia, don't miss it. Don't miss it. This is a real opportunity to take up the generous invitation of the Uluru Statement from the Heart.
The federal opposition will look over proposed changes to the Constitution before deciding if it will support the voice to Parliament. Leader Peter Dutton is worried the wording may leave the government open to legal challenges if advice is ignored.
It's important that the Solicitor General's advice is released because in the absence of that advice and in the absence of detail from the Prime Minister, how can the Australian public make an informed judgment about a very, very important issue?
And the Nationals, meantime, say the release of the Voice referendum question doesn't change its plans to oppose the advisory body. Staying in Canberra, federal police are investigating an incident at a rally on the lawns of Parliament, where Senator Lydia Thorpe fell to the ground. The independent MP claims she was assaulted by police after crashing an anti-transgender rally. The states, along with the federal government, are working on coming up with a partial ban on e-cigarettes. Currently, the only legal way to buy nicotine vapes is by prescription. There's a push to ban flavoured vapes that claim to have no nicotine from being sold from convenience stores and petrol stations. Briefly, ADF Taipan Army helicopters have been grounded temporarily. It's after a crash off the south coast of New South Wales. The 10 on board escaped relatively unharmed. The New South Wales Electoral Commission says more than 1 million people have already cast their vote in the state election, and Oxfam Australia employees will be the first to trial a 4-day working week with full pay. Sport and entertainment are next. Turning to sport, the Battle of the West will see the NRL Grand Final rematch between the Eels and Penrith kick off round 4. Parramatta, after losing its last 3 matches by 4 points each, out for redemption over the Premiers, while Panthers coach Ivan Cleary doesn't think there are any hard feelings after they were criticised for taunting the Eels after last year's decider.
I think that was the context of that was a few too many drinks over the road here, so I think that was a little out of context, so I'm sure it's washed over.
While in AFL, round 2 begins with the Cats and the Blues at the MCG, while Saints Seb Ross and Marcus Windhager are likely to return from injury for Saturday's clash against the Bulldogs, and Billy Frampton to replace Pies defender Jeremy Howe in Collingwood's match against Port Adelaide. And at the match play events at the World Golf Championship, wins to Aussies Lucas Herbert, Jason Day and Adam Scott. To entertainment news now, a court in the US has heard doctors describe brain scans and neurological tests of the man who was suing Gwyneth Paltrow. Terry Sanderson claims the actress crashed into him in a skiing incident at a Utah resort in 2016. And Prince William has met with Polish and British troops in Poland near the Ukrainian border, who are helping Ukraine in the fight against Russia. And we'll see you tomorrow for another episode of The Update.